and welcome. For those of you that have not yet seen my review on Machi Machi, a Taiwanese bubble tea, which is now all over the world, please check out the link above. Today, I am going to share with you my own homemade version of Panna Cotta in bottles a la Machi Machi. It's going to be my own homemade version. So I'm not sure how they do it there, but in reality, I have already shown you how to make bottled Thai milk tea Panna Cotta in a previous video. So check that out as well. I am going to break it down into more details today, and also I am going to share some tips on how to select the bottles, how much to put in a bottle, and also the size of bottle that you should use for your drinks. My Panna Cotta recipe is more on the light side, so I do not wish to make a Panna Cotta which is too rich, too thick, because we are going to combine it with drinks, and the drink should be the main event, and the Panna Cotta is just an add-on to the drink. So we are going to make a very light Panna Cotta, which is also light on the budget. You can easily make this at home with very, very simple ingredients. So there are only 3 main ingredients and 1 optional ingredient which can be changed to other flavor. So for the ingredients, we are going to use fresh milk. For those that are used to making Panna Cotta, usually you use heavy cream or whipping cream. But for me, I only use fresh milk. Also, we are going to put a little bit of sugar, white sugar, and to make it set, I use Agar Agar. For those of you that cannot find Agar Agar, then you can also use gelatin. Now, just to give difference between these two, Agar Agar is a vegan option, whereas gelatin is made from animal bones. The difference in texture of the resulting Panna Cotta, when you use gelatin, it's more on the crunchy side, a bit more crunchy. You have to bite into it, whereas if you use Agar Agar, it is more soft, so it just melts in your mouth. And that's what I'm looking for. If you use Agar Agar, all you need for the recipe that I'm going to show you will only be 1 teaspoon. If you use gelatin, you might have to use 2 sachets or about 20 grams of gelatin. My recipe today will use Agar Agar. And also, I am going to make a vanilla Panna Cotta, so I'm going to add vanilla flavor into my mixture. Those are the ingredients. Now let's talk about bottles. For the bottles, I would say there are 2 options that you can use. One is using a 300 ml bottle, and another is using 500 ml bottles. I think these are reasonable enough and more realistic and easy to drink, easy to finish in one go. So Machi Machi uses 500 ml bottles, and this is a 300 ml bottle. So this one you can probably have some of it, keep it in the refrigerator to drink later. But for this, it's good enough for 1 sitting. So 300 ml bottle and 500 ml bottles. You can make a decision on which bottle size you would like to put your Panna Cotta in. So that's it, bottle sizes, 300 ml, 500 ml. I think if you put 1 liter, that's a lot, but that's good for family size. That's also possible. Now, we can also select between using a plastic bottle or a glass bottle. Now, glass bottle, of course, is more environmentally friendly because they can be reused. Now, it just really depends on your price point, how much you're selling it for. Bottles, glass bottles are definitely more expensive than plastic bottles. But if you look at these 2 bottles, they are actually the same size. This is 300 ml and also this is 300 ml. So sometimes it's just a matter of perception. You look at this one, it looks bigger than this, but in fact the content are the same. So you make that decision, and it really depends on your price point. Now, some of you might be asking, will the taste be different if you use glass or plastic? Well, I wouldn't say they will be different. It's probably marginally different, but then it's more on how you'd like to present your brand. So glass or plastic, you make the choice. Still talking about bottles, you can see different types of bottles here. These are plastic bottles, all the same size, 300 ml. So once again, when you select what bottle to use for your products, select which one appeals most to you or to your customers. Sometimes it's just a matter of selecting which one looks the biggest. Once again, it's perception. So we are going to be cooking today. Let's get started. I'm going to use 2 cups here. Each cup is 180 ml or 6 ounces of fresh milk. I'm going to split it into 2. One, I'm going to mix with my Agar Agar powder. So put the Agar Agar powder into the fresh milk, give it a bit of a stir, and we are going to let it bloom in the milk for 10 minutes. So whilst we are waiting for our Agar Agar powder to bloom, let us prepare our milk. For this, I am going to use a saucepan and over medium to low heat. I'm going to pour my other half of the milk into the saucepan and bring it to a slight boil. When the milk is warm enough, add the sugar. Stir the sugar to dissolve completely. Be careful that the milk will shoot up when it boils. Stir occasionally. Add the milk with the jelly. Cook for about a minute. Stir constantly to make sure the Agar Agar powder is fully dissolved. After about a minute and you are sure that the Agar Agar powder and the sugar are fully dissolved, turn off the heat. Add a few drops of vanilla flavor. You may use vanilla extract or vanilla flavor as you wish. Stir the vanilla in completely with the mixture. Strain the mixture into a pitcher. Scoop out the bubbles to ensure a smooth panna cotta. Let the mixture cool down for a bit. Pour into bottles of your choice. Wait for them to cool down. Refrigerate to let the panna cotta set for at least 4 hours or overnight if possible. For those without a refrigerator, not to worry, you can also let it set outside the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. There you go, we are now all done with our bottled panna cotta. For this, I use 300 ml bottles. The question is, how much panna cotta should you put in a bottle? I would suggest that you put about a quarter of your bottle capacity. So in this case, because it's a 300 ml bottle, I put 75 grams of panna cotta in the bottle. It's just enough for that look, the two-tone look that you want to achieve when you bottle your drinks, and also enough to have some satisfaction when you have it with the drinks. So 1/4 of the bottle size. So if you're using 500 ml bottle, I would say about 125 ml or grams of panna cotta, 100 to 125, that should be perfect. For the proportion that I use for making this panna cotta, I made a total of 9 bottles. You should be able to make 9 to 10 bottles if there's no spillage. Sometimes when I pour it, there's some panna cotta that's spilled. So if you are careful enough, you should be able to make 9 to 10 bottles. That's it. That's all I want to share with you today, how to make bottled panna cotta. We are going to make more drinks in the future using this panna cotta in bottles. So stay tuned. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, once again, click that subscribe button below. I post videos on all things coffee and milk tea. So stay tuned. In the meantime, stay safe. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.